Howdy folks, Jambareeqi here. A while ago I made a countdown video of my favourite television adverts, and to be honest, I feel like I missed one out. The Cravendale advert.
And no, when I say the Cravendale advert, I don't mean the ones with the cats taking over the world or Barry the Biscuit Boy. I mean the ones with the adventures of a pirate, cow and cyclist. They were very funny and silly. I really enjoyed them. It turned out that these adverts were produced by a pair of Belgian animators called Stefano Bier and Vincent Patard, who also made a TV show in the same style and humour called A Town Called Panic, which was released with an English dub by Aardman Studios and broadcast on Nickelodeon.
In 2009, the TV show was given its own feature-length movie called A Town Called Panic, which can make it kind of difficult for people to separate the series from the movie. Why not call it A Town Called Panic the movie? Oh well.
A Town Called Panic is a fantasy comedy adventure. It centres on horse, Indian and cowboy who live together in a quaint house. After some underwater creatures steal their house, our heroes decide to find the thieves, but they end up getting lost. Will horse, Indian and cowboy get their house back, and will they be able to find their way home?
Now, I will admit that this film feels very small for a feature-length effort. The characters only encounter about 2 or 3 different environments, and we don't get immersed in these worlds that they travel through. They feel underexplored, which makes the adventure seem less satisfying or fantastical than they could have been. I was expecting so much more from this film. However, what the film lacks in cinematic scale is made up for in its charm, humour and ridiculous strangeness. This movie is so weird, surreal and cartoony that it ends up being entertainingly hilarious. Hardly anything makes sense in this film, and you know what? That fits the tone of the film and really bolsters its bizarre comedy. Its surrealist nature, its outlandish madness. I laughed countless times at this movie because it was just so bonkers and weird. What I like about the characters in this film is that they feel like a family. A very strange and unconventional family, but a family nonetheless. Cowboy and Indian are very much alike because, well, they're just as stupid, naive, immature and silly as each other. They're like a pair of childish brothers. This makes their idiocy seem more endearing than obnoxious. Horse is the more mature and sensible one of the group. He keeps things together, he gets the characters working. He's the perfect character to throw into the mix. He's the straight man playing off the bumbling idiots. But he's not an entire stick in the mud. The film gives him a romantic subplot that adds some development to his character. It shows that he has desires and feelings just like anyone else. This makes him human. I'm not gonna lie. The animation for this film is very crude and basic. The characters are limited to about 5, 6, 7 or 8 positions, and their mouths don't flap when they talk. Instead, they shake to show that they're talking. But you know what? I wouldn't want it any other way. The film's comedy and surrealist nature wouldn't be as funny if the film was done in any other animation style. The simplicity and clumsiness of the animation really adds some charm to its sense of humour. It's like watching a really silly man playing with his toys. On the other hand, I will admit that the animation can be really hyperactive sometimes, which can make it difficult to take in or read what's happening. But for the most part, I knew what was going on, so it's not too difficult to follow. This film has an interesting voice cast to say the least, considering how, well, the filmmakers provide most of the voices. The movie's co-director, Stefano Bier, voices Cowboy. Jazz singer Bruce Ellison voices Indian. And the film's other director, Vincent Patard, voices Horse. All 3 voice actors are just as energetic and expressive as each other, while managing to keep up with the film's madcap pace.
C'est quoi ce gros tas de briques là, devant ma porte?
Eh ben, faites un barbecue pour ton anniversaire.
Even though Aardman provided an English dub for the TV show, the movie is only available in French with subtitles. This is going to disappoint those who are a fan of Aardman's English dub because they will want to hear their favourite voices on the big screen, and if you don't like reading subtitles, then you don't have any other alternative. There isn't that much music in this movie, the soundtrack is kind of sparse. On the one hand, this is kind of cool because it shows how much confidence the filmmakers have in their visuals and comedy. On the other hand, I will admit that the crazier moments could have done with some lively, energetic music to bolster the pacing and humour. However, when music is heard, it complements the scene, it fits the context, it supports the movie. When a scene needs to be romantic, it sounds really sweet. When a scene needs to be climatic, it sounds exciting. So yeah, it's a good music score, I just kind of wish there was more of it. A Town Called Panic is a charming, quirky, and really hilarious movie. But, much like the Simpsons movie, it doesn't feel big enough. It's not the fantasy adventure I was hoping for, which is really disappointing to say the least considering how much imagination and surrealism is showcased in this film. The directors really should have utilised all that talent stored in their head to create a film of a grander scope. But for what it is, it's very cute and funny.
I'm going to give this film 3.5 strawberry houses out of 5. If you enjoyed such titles as The Mighty Boosh or Monty Python's Flying Circus, then this movie is definitely your cup of tea.
Have you seen A Town Called Panic? If so, then what did you think of it? Let me know in the comment section below. If you haven't seen A Town Called Panic, then do you want to see it? Do you not want to see it? And why? I've been Jambareeqi and I hope you enjoyed my review. If you did, then please click the like button below and I encourage you to subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Now, you're probably wondering what I'm going to review for my Christmas special. Well, that's going to be a surprise until I unwrap it. Cheerio, folks.